won't keep you for very long, but just overall thoughts on this one.
It's a heartbreaker, obviously. It's, we have an 11-point lead going into the fourth quarter. We're playing good. We got them under control, and we just kept giving up deep shots. I mean, I have no answers for it, to be honest. It just shouldn't be happening, and it's very disappointing. I think we played well enough to certainly to win. Can't give up a lead like that. It's tough. We got to figure out what our problem are and fix a couple things, I guess, because we were really good through three quarters with them, and then I think the fumble in the first play of the second half was, immediately switched momentum back to them when we had built up a bunch of momentum in the first half, and instead of being up 24-17 with the ball and driving, we give up a cheap touchdown. It's heartbreaking.
And Coach, looking on the positive side of things, the offense was working. How encouraging is it to see them operating the way they did? Yeah,
I thought they played well in large parts of the game. Again, we got the ball twice with 38, 27, 11-point lead, and could not push the ball down the field for points, which was critical in the game.
Sean, question?
Coach, I know there's no moral victories. Everybody wants to win. Discussing from the last game, you talked about the penalties that the team racked up. Can you talk about some of the things that you worked on leading into this game? Because it looked like you cleaned a lot of those things up, a lot of those mental errors. Can you talk about what did you discuss with your team, and did you like the things that they cleaned up?
I like how hard they're playing, and I think in today's world, playing hard, seems to be something you have to praise, but that should be what we do all the time. And I think they have played hard. I give them that. I thought we were more disciplined certainly with our penalties, but some of the mistakes are they end up in our end zone all the time, and they had 5 big plays that should have been in better position on. And you got to credit them. I mean, their quarterback's a good football player. He makes great throws. He dropped a bunch of drops in there where he missed a couple guys, but he made a bunch of good throws. And it's frustrating, but they play hard, and we have something to build off of, but we better get going or it'll be too late.
Picking up on things that you would like to build on, this Fordham team put up 51 points last game. This game they put up 48 points, but you also put up 45 points. Is that a positive to build on, that you can keep up with a high-power offense?
Well, I'm happy that our offense is putting up points, and I think that's a positive thing, and I think our kicking game was pretty solid today, and we tackled better today, but at the end of the day, you got to win games, and that's what we're here for. And there are no moral victories. I don't care that it was a close game. I don't care that I want to win these games, and we need to find ways to push ourselves to victory. Because right now, we feel like every time we make a critical mistake, it's 2 games in a row after a turnover in our territory that the defense gave up a touchdown on the first play. I mean, that's just unacceptable from our defense, and that's just not. There's just no way to minimize the impact that things like that happen. If we hold them to a field goal, then fine, then you can move on. But it's unacceptable.
Mark, go ahead.
Hey, Greg, on that last 4th down play, was there a missed blitz pickup on that play?
You know what, Mark? It's hard for me to tell. They certainly blitzed. I mean, they went all out blitz. I think he just took the matchup he thought was the best matchup. I'm not going to second guess him on who he decided to throw the football to. I think for the most part he was very good. That there was a couple that he could have stuck with the play and maybe would have helped us in some of those other drives. But he played really well and really hard, and he's a tough kid and a strong leader.
Yeah, not faulting Cam. I just wondered if somebody just hadn't picked it up.
No, I don't know, Mark. It's really hard until I see tape and talk to the offensive coaches. I mean, it's. They went all out. He made a throw. We just, we weren't able to make the catch, and I don't know that if someone missed a block or not. I just don't know right now.
You mentioned Brady. 412 yards is a program record for a single game, and this is his 3rd game. I mean, how good do you feel right now about his development, what he gives you going forward?
No, he's a warrior, and we have a great receiving core, and we're just so frustrated because we feel like we're a better football team to be sitting here 0-3 right now. But I knew when we came through the offseason that, and we talked about this, that you're putting a lot of pieces together. There's some good pieces out there. I think the receiving core is really good. They make a lot of plays, the tight ends. Losing Todd for the second half was brutal on us to have that happen. We lost that aspect of our offense, and we pressed a little bit there and weren't able to get some first downs. There were two opportunities when the score was 38-27. I'm sorry, when the score was 38-27, we had two full opportunities. We got stops on defense, and we could not push the ball down the field and get points. And it just, if you score there, it puts a totally different spin on the rest of that game. And that was the one part of the game we didn't do it, and then after that, we they hit us with a couple big plays. So he's playing well. I have a lot of faith in him. I think we have a great group of guys. We need to build into a second running back that we feel confident in, and we're working on that. But I thought Todd played really well in the first half.
This last one.
Coach, last question. Heading into Central Connecticut, what is the message to your team so you can kind of lift their spirits and have anything fighting moving forward, not looking to go down 0-4? What is the message going into Central Connecticut?
Look, we're all big boys. It's time to grow up and go win a game, and we let one go today. We felt like we let one go last week. You just can't, you don't get these opportunities that every week that you're slipping through our fingertips. We have a good football team. I'll be curious to see how they come out practicing on Tuesday and how they respond tomorrow when we get into the offices. I have high hopes that we're going to be ready to roll. We had a great week of practice, but we're big boys. We got to go out and win a football game. Winning one will lead to two, and two will lead to three, and that's the only way to get this done. So everything rides on Central Connecticut for us this week.
Big first half for you. Great start to the third quarter. On a positive note, what was really working right for you today?
I think the run game. I think when we were able to establish the run, I think we did a good job of that. And then I think just being available in the pass game for Reese, I think we did a good job. I think I did a good job of that as well. Obviously, I wasn't able to be a part of the final moments of the game, which was heartbreaking. But I think I did as much as I could do physically to help the team win today, and just wasn't enough sadly.
You guys have played two really great games. You obviously have the pieces in place to get it done. What's it going to take to get over the hurdle next week against Central Connecticut?
Just playing a full game, offensively, defensively, and special teams. I think our special teams improved a lot from the first 2 weeks. Offensively, I think we're constantly improving week by week. And I think just defensively, obviously they have some things they need to work on, but I think the key to winning the game for us is just playing a full game where the defense is on all cues, the special teams are on all cues, and the offense is on all cues. So I think that's just simply what it comes down to.
And what do you think the message is going to be in the locker room amongst the players to kind of get refocused for next Saturday?
Honestly, I think just trying to stay positive. 0-3 is not, the team that we think that we are. And so just going back to, our basic P's and Q's and, going back to practice, honestly, that's where it starts at practice. So getting a couple good days of practicing and just getting ready for the next game.
Sure.
Todd, teams never want to focus on moral victories after tough losses. What were some positive things that you saw from your team, even though you guys couldn't pull this one out?
Well, like I said, I think special teams wise, I think we played a lot better. I think we improved in that aspect of the game. I don't think we had too many mistakes on that part. The offenses, I think we're constantly coming together. We're finding different pieces and puzzles and different ways to get guys the ball. So I think we're doing that really well. Scoring 45 points, obviously, I think you have to look at it as, they did something right out there. It's just, we have to play a team game, honestly, to win a football game. So there were some good things, there were some bad things too. So, you got to take the good and the bad in this situation.
Two-part question. Before we get to the individual things that you did, first I want to ask, are you all right? It looked like you went down with some cramping. Is everything going to be all right heading into the next game for you?
Yes, sir. Yeah, cramping, that's all it is. Workload is increased, and, just got to take better care of my body, honestly.
Second part, after the New Hampshire game, you were very mature about your stats where you said, I don't want to focus on individual stats, but it's hard to ignore the performance that you put on. Can you talk about your mindset heading into the game? Just your overall preparation going into these type of games?
Honestly, it's just trying to do whatever I can to help my team win. Like I said, I don't think we're an 0-3 football team. I don't think the stats show it. I don't think our performance on offense, defense, and special teams show it. But at the end of the day, it is what it is. And so I think I'm just, trying to do whatever I can, honestly, to help my team win. Practice hard, watch a lot of film, take care of my body, do all the little things I need to do. So when it comes time for the game, I can just go out there and execute at a high level, not having to do too much thinking or processing. Can just go out there and play full speed.
Mark?
Todd, I don't know if I misheard you, but did you have cramps? Is that what you were dealing with out there?
Yes, sir.
And just as an offensive player, is it any more frustrating when you lose a game, when you have that good an offensive performance, when you score probably 45 points and it comes up short?
Yeah, I mean, I honestly, losing any game is very frustrating, but scoring 4 or 5 points, and having the offensive, showcase that I feel like we had today, obviously it was a tough blow, but, you got to, like Coach G said, you got to be an adult about it, and you got to fix the little things and just go back to work.
Thank you.
No problem. Thank you, guys.